Hi Internet, I'm Nick, this is Zoe.
And we are two cynics. Welcome to the first episode of Two Cynics Film Buzz. This week we're coming to you with our spoiler-free review of Wonder Woman.
Thanks to the slew of cookie-cutter superhero movies that have come out over the past few years, we didn't have high hopes for this one, but we were pleasantly surprised. And if you want to know what I mean by cookie-cutter, go and watch my Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 review. Well, it's not really a review, it's just a rant. It's just me getting angry on camera. I'll put a link to that in the description.
The Two Cynics Film Buzz is a rating system devised by Nick and I to give you spoiler-free, easy-to-digest reviews. Basically, we're going to be rating movies on 4 different things: tactless humour, cliches, feminism, and believability.
Action and superhero movies are some of the hardest ones to get right. You have to have plot development, you have to have action, you have to have suspense, but you also have to have a bit of humour thrown in there somewhere. And where most Marvel movies failed miserably at this, DC delivered. Wonder Woman was a symphony of beautiful plot development and a little bit of humour just in the right place and right time and just the right amount. It's a beautiful thing when a movie manages to get an entire theatre of people laughing without the use of fart jokes. Zoe and I approve of this kind of humour and therefore give it our maximum rating of tactful.
When we were planning this video, we actually struggled to come up with cliches, which is a really positive indicator of the movie. Probably the only cliche that we could immediately think of was the woman wearing the revealing costume, but we can't even blame the director for that because that costume was already set in stone from the comics. The issue that we had with the costume was just that there were a lot of body parts that were left unprotected. So it's not the most practical armour, but this was basically the only cliche we could think of, so she does a pretty good job at using her limited armour successfully, especially these parts here that she has, her metal plates.
Braces.
Is that what they're called? They were successfully used. For this category, from our scale, going from groaner to cliche-free, we're going to rate it a solid cliche-free.
Moving on to feminism. This is a thorny topic, but as a metro man I feel quite confident in tackling it myself. In case you didn't know, Wonder Woman was directed by a woman, and the female protagonist is equally refreshing. This combination is even more impressive given that it's a superhero action movie. Typically directed by men, comic books written by men, characters played by men. Unfortunately, one last vestige left over from the comic books is Wonder Woman's costume. As Zoe just mentioned, it's pretty skimpy, light in quite a few important places, femoral artery, etc. Wonder Woman's armour is amazingly strong, but unfortunately it only covers the same amount of area as a swimmer's leotard. This leaves the rest of her body entirely exposed. Despite the skimpy clothing, the director managed to avoid any kind of gratuitous female nudity, which I found refreshing. Finally, this movie is moving far away from the typical damsel in distress mould that most movies fall into. Based on the success of this movie in this category, on the scale from chauvinist to feminist, we would happily give it a feminist rating.
And now for the final of the 4 categories, believability. We thought that the actors and actresses that were cast did a wonderful job at playing each of their respective characters. During the movie, we were particularly impressed with 2 of the casting decisions, which was Gal Gadot and David Thewlis. Fantastic. What was that face?
Was the, oh, David Thewlis.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Something I found most believable in this movie was the character development that Diana went through from the beginning to the end. Without giving too much away, I will just say that she knows a lot more at the end of the movie than she knows at the beginning. And the way that her naivety plays out in the beginning is really wonderful. It's very believable. There are a few great moments of humour based on her naivety when she just doesn't quite know what's going on, and it's very good. That got the movie theatre laughing. The excellent character development in Wonder Woman means that on a scale from preposterous to believable, we give Wonder Woman a solid believable. It's very good.
Now let's get down to the calculations. Tactfulness, that's a +1. Clichés, that's another +1. Feminism, I'd like to give this +5, but it only allows for a +1. And finally, Believability, that's another +1. As a result of our calculations, we'd give this movie our maximum possible rating of +4. In short, we would recommend seeing this film.
Yes, we would.
Thanks for watching!
Bye guys!